Alrighty guys, it is Quaman here today, and I am joined with
Rhymestyle, what up?
And we'll be telling you guys some news that has been released about the new upcoming Dragon Ball Super series. You guys might know that just the other day, I just recently announced a video telling you how this could potentially be a part of the Dragon Ball Super series. And Dino and I have actually found news following it releasing that this is actually a little scan from the Dragon Ball Heroes God Mission number 3. So it actually is a part of a video game. I thought it would be part of Xenoverse, and you guys will actually see the scan as I'll show here.
Part of Super, sorry.
And I actually released that, it would be a part of Xenoverse coming up, because I was like, there's no way that, Xenoverse would release something this early, considering, you and Thundershot reported that they just started the development already for the next one, which is probably not going to come out for, what, 2 or 3 years?
I don't really know, but they haven't started yet. They're in the process of beginning it. So Xenoverse 2 will probably begin in the next couple months.
Right. So even though that this is going to be released for the Dragon Ball Heroes God Mission number 3, by looking at this new scan that we found, the Dragon Ball Super logo is still next to the scan that I released in the previous video. And I'm kind of curious as to why that was actually cropped off in the one that I showed, maybe for, private reasons. But either way, there's still a pretty good chance after translating the article that this could actually be a part of Dragon Ball Super. And I brought Rhymestyle on because I'd really like to hear his thoughts.
So actually, I have a really good theory. First of all, here is the scan that Kwame was talking about in his video. And as you can see, there's 3 silhouettes. And on the right side, that is definitely Supreme Kai. Here's a picture which looks exactly like hers. And obviously, there are 3 gods, because it's called the 3 God Mission Pack or something like that, like a download, I believe. And we know nothing about this. But I do want to point something out, actually. Dragon Ball Heroes is the type of game that actually stays very up to date with everything that's going on in Dragon Ball Z and the DBZ world. A good example was Dragon Ball Heroes was actually the first place that broke that Goku will be getting a new transformation. If you guys remember, back in, I believe, was end of March, early April, was when they released that teaser of Goku transforming, and then the teaser cut out before he actually finalized the transformation. That's what we all knew, that Goku was going to get a new transformation in its Resurrection F movie. And something else to point out is this game stayed very up to date with everything that was happening, with even Battle of Gods when they introduced Beerus and Whis back in the day. And it was actually the first game, I believe, to introduce these characters. Oh, actually, I think Battle Z was. But it was around the same time that they introduced Beerus and Whis for the first time in the Dragon Ball Z gaming world. So what I want to point out is, because they do have this Dragon Ball Super logo next to the scan, I believe that this is kind of preparing to promote something to do with Dragon Ball Super. All we know about Dragon Ball Super right now is there's going to be a brand new mysterious character, which we don't know is a good guy or a bad guy, or bad girl or a good girl. And this mysterious character is supposedly stronger than Golden Frieza and Boo and pretty much anybody that that's been faced off or I guess appeared in the Dragon Ball Z universe thus far. So my theory is yes, this is basically going to introduce us into Dragon Ball Super when it comes out in July, and this is, I feel like, it's going to connect us into what's going to happen in the series. And I feel like if that's Supreme Kai time, then it's a no-brainer that we'll see probably Mira and Toa in the series, and something in the midst of time traveling and maybe in cross-dimensional battles. Because I mean, these are gods, and Whis himself did say that there are, or not Whis, but Beerus did say that there are other gods in the Dragon Ball Z universe. So I feel like that this is somewhat linked, but then again, it's a complete guess because none of us really know.
Right. Now, Dino, what I really wanted to talk to you about is, what do you think is the main reason why you think that this, Dragon Ball Heroes game is going to be connected to Dragon Ball Super? Is it because of the fact that you feel that Heroes has been pretty well up to date, or do you think it's because of the resemblance of the scan, or both?
It's the game's been pretty up to date, like I said. I mean, the first time they revealed Super Saiyan God was in Dragon Ball Heroes, and it's obviously a no-brainer for marketing. The people behind Dragon Ball Heroes, which is Bandai Namco Japan, clearly want to stay ahead of the curve and basically put out as much content around these games for the people in Japan. So it only makes sense that they're gonna put something out prior to release of Dragon Ball Super and link it into the show. And again, we'll get our first look into Dragon Ball Super, I believe, next week when V-Jump comes out. And that's going to reveal us the first chapter of the Dragon Ball Super series. So I feel like it's just the timing is just right. It's just right to combine both of these worlds into one.
And that's pretty interesting because we do know that the first chapter of Dragon Ball Super is going to actually be a part of the V-Jump, so it would kind of make sense that they would show these silhouettes. And obviously when you show a silhouette, you're not trying to reveal something, and I think that one of the reasons they wouldn't want to reveal it, because, you know, Dino, as you reported before, they actually showed the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. They didn't, like, hide it. So why would they just flat out, you know, show these silhouettes?
They didn't flat out show Super Saiyan God. They showed the transformation, but then they cut it out before it ended. So we knew that he was getting a new transformation, but it didn't tell us what it was.
Oh, from that video game, right?
Yeah. So it was just revealing that Goku was powering up into something, and then they said they were going to reveal the new transformation in like a week, which at which point we did find out that it was a new transformation for Goku.
Right. Alright, well, I mean, that's pretty interesting, but I still feel like, you know, showing these silhouettes is definitely giving us a big clue that this is going to be part of the series. But, I mean, from these scans here, it's clearly obvious that this is some pretty big news, and, you know, with Super just around the corner, you know, basically like 3 weeks away, I mean, I'm pretty stoked for the series. I'm sure you are too, and, you know, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you guys have any other thoughts. Rhymestyle, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
The last thing I was going to say, I just feel like there has to be gods introduced in this series, because, like, everybody's so strong at this point, and excuse me, I'm still, like, getting over my cold, but at this point, everybody is so powerful that the next people introduced have to be god tier. It has to be some kind of character that's written into the point where he or she is so powerful that Goku and Vegeta in their god forms, you know, will have trouble fighting them. And actually, Mira, in my opinion, would be a great villain in this series, because Mira's character is actually comprised of DNA of the greatest master throughout time, actually. Because that's what Toa and Mira actually do, is they travel through time, stealing energy and kind of building Mira as a character, or as a warrior. So that's how Mira's personality or creation was made, just through the DNA of many characters. And something else I want to point out is, it was Akira Toriyama who created these characters. He didn't just assist, but he created Toa and Mira back when he made or when he helped with Dragon Ball Online. So it's like I don't see why he wouldn't want to introduce these characters into the series.
That's a very good point. Wow.
Someone else to point out.
Well, that's a lot of great insight, guys. It's great having Dino on this video today. We're going to report you a lot more news as time passes. I'll post a link in the description for his channel, as I always do. And if you guys are watching on Dino's channel, I'm Quaman's Land. I make a lot of Dragon Ball Z discussions, segments, and, you know, everything along the sorts related to Dragon Ball. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So most importantly, over everything else, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys.
Peace.